All right, you guys, today we want to talk about how much does it actually cost to buy a house in Birmingham Metro in 2026. So as we talked about before, the average home price in the greater Birmingham Metro area was just over $335,000. So we wanted to tell you guys, like, what does it actually look like? What kind of money do you need going into buying a home?
So here's the good news. You don't actually need $335,000 or whatever it. And you know what? In all seriousness, real estate investors get this.
Right.
They buy a house, they don't have to have all that cash. And that's the same for homeowners too, which makes the dream real. All right, so what are the prices? Number one, let's talk about down payment.
Right.
So down payment depends on a lot of things, your credit score, the type of loan. For conventional loan, traditionally it was always 20% down. So you could do the math, 20% of whatever the cost of the house is. But in reality, we see some conventional loans with only 5% down. So think about 5% there. If you're using an FHA, it's only 3.5% down. In the city of Birmingham, it's too populated. It is urban. It's not rural. But in some of the outskirts, you can actually get a USDA loan, which is $0 down, right? So there's the down payment, and then there are the inspections. The inspection will also need to be paid up front.
Right.
Usually happens within the first week, and it's usually going to be between $300 to $500, depends on actually the size of the house. And that's not refundable, even if the inspection comes back bad and you decide to terminate the contract.
Right.
That money is just part of the process. Earnest money, you need generally, we'll say 1%. Of the cost of the house that's going to be deposited either with the attorney or with a listing brokerage. But that money should be, according to the contract, refundable if you have to terminate the contract.
Right.
And then there's the appraisal, right? So with the appraisal, you're looking at maybe $350 to $450 that will be paid up front. So let's talk about closing costs. All right, so closing costs can be pretty variable. And again, a lot of it is based on the type of loan that you have. If you have an FHA, for example, I've seen closing costs at $10, $11, $12, maybe $15,000 for a conventional loan, anywhere between $5,000 and $7,000. So those are the monies, if you add up the down payment, the earnest money, the inspection, the appraisal, for the most part, and then the closing costs, that's really just the cash that you have to have on hand.
Right.
So let's assume whatever price for $300 and some odd $1,000, assume 5% down payment, plus $3,000 for earnest money, plus maybe $500 for inspection, $500 for appraisal, and then $6,000 for closing costs.
Right.
And that's it.
So if you are thinking about purchasing a home in 2026 and you really want to kind of dig down and understand what the numbers are on a home that you might be looking at, we would be happy to have that conversation with you. Or if you're just needing information about housing in general, we're here to help. We are Mike and Brandy Brown with Keller Williams in Birmingham, Alabama. You can reach us via phone at 205-368-5995 or email us at info@mbrownrealty.com.